So how is she doing? She's not doing good, Ma. Miranda's a mess. She's like hysterical. You were talking really fast. I just don't understand what happened. How did Charlotte get to Brian's house? So she was kidnapped from there? They told Miranda that Charlotte went missing from Brian's house. She got there allegedly because Brian said that her mom dropped Charlotte off, and then he put her down in the house, told her to leave, and then when he walked back in the house, the back door was open and she was taken. Well, that all around just seems suspicious. So who did they take in? Like, who's in trouble? Is it, I mean, who do you believe at that point? I had to like overhear what they were saying because they were telling her, they weren't telling me. But they were saying that Miranda's sister claims that her mom was home all night, and that they already checked like her mom's location on her phone. The phone was there all night. And then they also said that a neighbor said that they saw Kristen taking the garbage out, or they saw her outside the house. So now it's like conflicting because, you know, Kristen's claiming she was home all night. Brian's saying that she dropped Charlotte off, and that they just don't know where the baby is at this point. Well, someone has to know something. Someone's story is true. And again, who got brought in? Did you not hear that part? I think they took Miranda's mom in. I don't know. I know they questioned her for sure, and they questioned Brian. I don't know who's going to get in trouble for this. And then the most important thing right now is like, where's the baby? Well, even if someone doesn't want to speak, this is the year 2025. Someone has to have cameras. Someone has to have a Ring doorbell, a dash cam, anything. I'm going to ask them. So someone had to have cameras in the house or something like that. What about the nanny cams that are in your house? I'm sure Miranda had them up with everything that happened with her mom. That's the thing. The cameras were cut. Like, we have nanny cams. Miranda has nanny cams, and they were all cut. They didn't show nothing on there. The only thing is that her keys went missing. So whoever broke in took her keys. All right, well, you got to look at who was in the house, who had access. The nanny could be someone. The nanny could have taken her keys. Yeah, true. I'll tell them. Because no one else was in the nanny's been in the house. Her mom was here to pick a few things up the other day, and Brian was in the house Thank God I was at work. Thank God you were. Don't you dare say something like that around Miranda. That sounds insensitive. Like, you shouldn't be thinking like that. Although it's a blessing, don't focus on that. No, Ma, I'm just saying, like, you know that I'd be the one in trouble for this if I hadn't been at work. Of course I feel terrible right now for Miranda, but I gotta be strong for her. I can't stand here and be emotional. She's a mess right now. So I want to get down to the bottom of this. I want to find out who did this. How's Junior, during all this? Did anyone lay a hand on him or anything? Junior's fine. He don't even know what's going on right now. He's looking at the police and he thinks it's cool. Well, if you need a babysitter or you need a break from Junior while this is going on, I know it must be hard for Miranda. It's probably not easy to be a mother right now. So you just let her know. I'm here to help, if anything. Yeah, I'll let Miranda know. I don't think she's really thinking about this. She just wants to know where Charlotte is, rightfully so. You didn't have nothing to do with this, right? Don't take offense to me asking that. I have to ask that question. I take offense to that. I've been nothing but considerate on this phone call. And why would I have anything to do with Charlotte? What do I care? She's not my granddaughter or anything like that. She doesn't interfere with my life. Crazier things have happened, Ma. I never expected her mom to act the way she's been acting. Do you think do you think her mom would have done that? Like, showed up at the house, taken her, and dropped her off at Brian? If that's the case, if she really did that, then it was all a setup. Like, she was distracting him and had Charlotte taken from the house. But then who like, I don't know, something just don't add up. At this point, I wouldn't cross anything off the list. I wouldn't be surprised by anything. I just hope they find that baby. You gave my partner your cell phone, correct? He already went through it. He gave it back to me already. Did you give him your work information? He needs the address, times you took break, times you clocked in, clocked out, any communication with Miranda. Yeah, I gave him all the information. What time I went on break, what time I clocked in. He spoke to my boss, he spoke to a few of my coworkers. I think he's heading there later or something. Why do I feel like I'm being investigated? You know, I'm at work and I got the call from Miranda about this. Just part of the process. So what time did Miranda call you to let you know that this happened? I had just gotten back from break. It was around 4 in the morning, like 4:05, 4:06. All right, well, there was an Amber Alert put out. Our investigation inside is pretty much concluded. You may see us outside. Don't be surprised if we have a squad car parked outside for a bit. Any other questions for me? Yeah, I got like a million questions. Who's being held accountable for this? You got someone in cuffs? Or are you questioning people like at the police station or something? Because she shouldn't go to sleep and then wake up and her child's missing. Like, something needs to be done about this. It's an ongoing investigation. I can't really give you any information. Once things move along, we'll be able to provide that. I don't like that. You know, her baby was taken from her, and we can't get any like reassurance or any like clues or something about who might be behind this. Because you know, if it's her mom or if it's Brian, whatever, like it'd be nice to know. Like, okay, they're detained, and eventually they'll say something about what's going on or whatever. I also don't like that y'all were like scrutinizing her and asking her questions as if it's her fault that this all happened. She went to sleep with her baby in her arm. I know she sleeps on the couch with her, as unsafe as that may be at times. She sleeps with her baby. Someone had to rip her baby out of her arms. Again, it's all part of the process. We're not trying to scrutinize your wife or anything. We're trying to get answers, trying to find out what happened to Charlotte. The fact that there was no forced entry, she went missing from this house in the middle of the night, according to Miranda. You have to ask questions. No forced entry. You make it sound like Miranda's a suspect. You know, she's hysterical right now. You think someone that set this all up and it's an inside job, like you think she'd be that hysterical? She called me. I couldn't even recognize her voice when she called me. She was so upset. Again, it's all part of the investigation. Don't take it personally. We're just trying to do our best to locate where Charlotte is right now. But also, back to the forced entry thing. Her keys were missing. You know, for a couple days now, her keys have been gone. So obviously, someone in this, whoever had access to this house, Nanny, Brian, my former mother-in-law, they took the keys. Someone took the keys. That's why there's no forced entry. So don't make it seem like it's an inside job that Miranda has something to do with this. Her keys have been missing. Someone had access. She told us about the keys. We got guys looking for them. We also were told by her that the bracelet you gave her is missing as well. The bracelet too? Again? Well, then there's your motive. Because her mother took that bracelet once before. And who else would know about the nanny cams? Yeah. We'll be in touch, though. Level of incompetence in this town, man. The keys that we found on the table by your door. You're saying those are Miranda's keys? Yeah. The one with the unicorn, the FDNY thing. Those are Miranda's keys. How did those keys get here? Well, the fact that they were right by my door had to be her mom. The second that I walked away and I put Charlotte down, I'm assuming she put the keys there. I didn't even see them because I was frantic about Charlotte going missing. Okay. My partner, you gave him access to your phone, correct? Yeah, he went through everything on my phone. And you guys can have access to whatever the hell you want. I was here all night. You had anyone in the house? Yeah, I did. Seeing this girl named Tiffany. She was with me for part of the night. Okay. What time did she leave the house? She left around 11:30, I believe. Okay. You gave my partner all of Tiffany's information? Yes, I did. So you have no cameras in the house? No cameras on the property whatsoever? No cameras. I did have a Ring doorbell and it broke. Now your back door, no sign of forced entry, lock's not broken or anything like that. You typically leave your back door unlocked like that overnight? No, not typically. It's usually locked. But, because Tiffany was here, she smokes. So we kept going to the backyard. I didn't necessarily know when she was leaving, so I just left it unlocked all night. And before I went to bed, I was going to lock it, but I guess I forgot. Okay. You said you were at Miranda's house earlier in the week, correct? What were you there for? I was recently discharged from the military for a medical issue. And, before that I had abandoned her and my daughter. So I was on the fence about whether or not I should be in Charlotte's life. Spoke to some family, went to church, and I wanted to live with my daughter again, so I went there. Okay, how did that conversation go? She told me no, I can't live with that Charlotte can't live with me. So I left. That was it. Okay, you're claiming that you're her mother, Kristen, was the one that came here with Charlotte, 6 hours away, right? Any reason why you think she would bring Charlotte to you? You both have history, correct? I think she needs help. What she told me was that she wanted to apologize and make up for when I lived with Miranda, her mother would secretly flirt with me and was very inappropriate with me, and I kept that to myself stupidly to protect Miranda and her mother's relationship. And then I eventually had enough and I left. My fault. Should have known better. Recently, she told Miranda that I was the one that was being inappropriate with her. And her mother showed up at my doorstep a few hours ago and apologized to me and said, to make up for it, here's my daughter. I explained to her, this is not how this works. You do not drop my daughter off without telling Miranda. There's custody parameters and all that. And I told her to leave. And that's when everything happened. You put that in the report and everything? Yeah, every detail. But I don't want you guys to focus on that, because that was a ploy. That was a setup to distract me. She brought my daughter here, had her taken through the back while she distracted me. And now God knows where my daughter is. Alright, we're going to do a sweep of the perimeter. We'll be around for a bit and then take it from there. So am I like a suspect in this or something? Like, what's going to happen next? Ongoing investigation. Is there anybody else in your life you think would have come through the back door and taken your daughter from you? My uncle? Possibly. Your uncle? Explain that one. My uncle portrays a squeaky clean image for the family. He's one of those guys that tries to follow the Bible line by line. And he's a big investor in this town's mega church. I'm ashamed to him, I guess, because I had a baby out of wedlock. And he feels that if people find that out, or if I'm attached to Charlotte, or if I continue to be attached to Miranda, who he considers as white trash, then I ruin his image and the family's image, and his business is going to tank, or some crappy, idealistic nonsense. So he did not want me around Charlotte. He spoke about Charlotte like she was second class. I don't know. I'm not directly blaming him here, but he's the only other person in my life who has spoken negatively about my daughter. And we have been at odds about that. Okay. How about you give me your uncle's information? And anyone else that you think might have come through the back door, taking your daughter? Yeah, hey, can you put on Uncle? I need to speak to him right now. What do you mean he's in Texas? Well, ain't that convenient? My God. My dear granddaughter. You don't know where she is at all. You have no inkling of her whereabouts whatsoever. I know this is a hard time for you. It's never easy to break this type of news to you, but we're doing everything in our power to try and find your granddaughter. We just have a few questions, obviously. This is tragic. This is the worst thing that a grandmother can go through. And to think that a judge granted my daughter custody of my grandson when I knew something was going to happen. I just had it in I thought something was going to happen to Junior, but never did I think my poor little granddaughter would be taken in the middle of the night. You were home all night, correct? You've been in this house the entire night? Yes, I have not left this house since yesterday afternoon when I did grocery shopping. Could ask my daughter, check my phone, ask the neighbors again. Plus, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence as a police officer, but you made the trip here from Serafina Town, right? You know this is 6 hours away. How am I Wonder Woman? How am I here already? So we did speak to your neighbor. You typically take the garbage out at 12:30 at night? Like midnight? Are you accusing me of something, officer? 'Cause I just found out that my granddaughter is missing. I don't really need the accusation. On top of losing a custody battle with my daughter, I've had a rough month. We want to find your granddaughter, so we want to talk to everyone, turn over every stone. We don't want to miss anything. Well, I understand that you have an investigation to do and you need evidence and due process and everything else that's on Law and Order. But I've opened my home to you willingly in a state of chaos. I have nothing to hide. Check whatever you need to check. The only thing I care about is you all finding my granddaughter. 'Cause this is sick. This is downright sick. Again, I understand this must be a very difficult thing for you. Do you mind, we look at your car? I would let you check my car, but I don't have one anymore. A week ago, before the custody hearing, I sold it. I really thought that I was gonna win and I needed some extra money. So, I don't have a car right now. Which is another reason why I'm not traveling to Serafina Town and taking my granddaughter. Look, I don't ask these questions in an accusatory way. This is just part of the investigation, and like I said, we want to find your granddaughter. We don't want to leave any stone turned over. We want to talk to everyone under the sun, because that's how we find missing children. Asking questions it's a form of accusation, but I understand you have a job to do. How about you get out there and actually find my granddaughter? Question my daughter and her multiple babies' fathers who can't stand her and can't stand me. They've all got a motive. Just hope my dear granddaughter isn't lying in a ditch somewhere. It's not really customary for my police department to come all the way from Serafina Town 6 hours to talk to someone. So I'm here. And I got more questions. If you want to talk, I'm here. They gotta find her, babe.
want you to dispatch all my people to Serafina Town. Check everywhere, check every camera, talk to everyone. You're to find that baby. Send them to New York too. And when you find out who did this, who's behind it, you show them no mercy. You send them with Jimmy